Hi everyone, I'm Evan Miller, and Ian Harrob's new series Surviving a Pandemic is chock full of Easter eggs and hidden details you may have missed while watching the series. I will go frame by frame and point out all of them. Spoiler warning in case I guess something right and ruin your life. Episode 1, along with the other 4, start with the sound of a VHS being put in, followed by the screen displaying play. If you look closely, you can see a timer going from 0 to 5. Now, this may be a reference to the number of episodes. It started with 0, and it went to 5. Will the next episodes be something different? 6 to 10? We'll just have to wait a few days. After that, it shows yellow text on a blue background. This may be a stretch, but this may be a reference to IKEA. We all know Ian thinks IKEA is real. Personally, I think the next 5 episodes should be purple and orange. The text says adjust your VCR tracking for the clearest picture. Then it shows Troop 123's Super Troop logo and the text in associations with Troop 123. This is a reference to Troop 123, which I, Arcades Gaming, the Hatster, and Ian are in. Then it shows the title, Surviving a Pandemic, Episode 1, an introduction. The series has the music Kickin' Back by Louis Torres, Boulevard Funk by Guy Moon, Act Natural by Matthias, and Free Flow by Kevin Harris. Along with the bad quality, this gives the series a unique feel like it's from the 70s or 80s. This begs the question, when does this take place? Ian is talking about a pandemic, but he could be talking about Ebola, which was present as early as 1976. On the other hand, it shows modern technology exists. I'll get into some theories later, so stay tuned.
And all the scouting information that you'd come to expect on a typical Monday meeting.
Now this is a reference to the fact we have meetings on Mondays.
Although you may not have to wear the Class A uniform.
Ian mentions a Class A uniform, which is a uniform we wear on meetings and campouts. You may have even spotted mine in the background of a couple videos.
As always, be sure to wash your hands and maintain social distancing.
Here, Ian says to wash your hands and maintain social distancing. This is quite an obscure reference to the fact that we should do that.
If you need help navigating the series, please refer to the Surviving a Pandemic guidebook that comes with your box set.
Here, Ian mentioned the guidebook that comes with our box set. Of course, this is a YouTube series, so we didn't get one. But maybe one day Ian will release one. One day. The episode ends with the sound of a VHS coming out. The first episode was an introduction, so it's pretty short, only a minute and 52 seconds. But the next episode, Adjusting to Quarantine Life, more than makes up with it, with almost a 4-minute video. The episode begins with the regular stuff and Ian talking about the topic of the video. Some text appears in the regular colors. This one says, Section 1, How to Improve Daily Life. Here, it shows Ian waking up wearing a Troop 123 Class B. This is our regular casual shirt. On his wall is a painting by Robert McCall. After looking through his paintings, I could only come up with Astronaut Edward H. White II, first American to walk in space. The CE we see in the black match the painting. Ian, if you're watching, please confirm or debunk. A few seconds later, it shows him rolling out of bed wearing jeans. I guess he ran out of pajamas. Here in Ian's room is a bowling pin, and over here is a pirate nutcracker. There is some other stuff, but we get a better glimpse at it in episode 5. Now for section 2, How to Improve School Life. Here we get a first look at Ian's almost iconic desk. On it is a computer, a Nintendo Switch, and some amiibos which look to be Toad, Luigi, Wedding Bowser, and one that looks to be Zelda from Breath of the Wild. Ian, please confirm. There's also a diamond sword on his wall, and some things that look to be Lego sets on his shelf. The one on the far left is set 10232, Palace Cinema, and the one in the middle looks like set 70818, Double-Decker Couch, and the others I can't quite make out. Here it shows Ian spending a late Sunday night finishing up that English essay. If you zoom in, you can see nothing. I can't see any of it. Next to his clock, you can see set 21006, Architecture, the White House, and set 21024, Architecture, Lavure. Now we finally get to see his calendar. On the 2nd, 22nd, and 24th, he has annoyed Chris, who is the senior patrol leader of our troop. I also referenced this in Honey, I'm Home 7. Yes, I have to, annoy Chris. Bye. The 5th and 12th, he has Mulchman. This may just be a reference to mulch, but I have a better theory. It might just be an inside joke that I don't know about, like the 28th, Seagrass. Seagrass is an inside joke to Seabase, which was a campout I was not old enough to go on. It is something about the color of a shirt that lost a contest. I think, Ian, please confirm. The 14th through 16th is regular school stuff, and the 17th through 19th is gamer time. Now on to section 3, how to have fun during quarantine. Here it shows Ian talking on Discord on what I assume is the Scout Discord channel, then calling who was confirmed to be Chris. Then he FaceTimes Chris and Nicholas, who are both in my troop. I also thought they were brothers. Here Ian is holding some video games, which are Forza Horizon, and the one he lifts up is Titanfall 2. Ian wasn't sure what the other two could be, but they could be Jedi Fallen Order, Destiny 2, The Outer Worlds, Overwatch, No Man's Sky, or Battlefield 5. You can even see No Man's Sky on his desk. This concludes episode 2, but before we continue, I would like to thank our sponsor, Stage Right Ministry. Have you ever wanted to be as good an actor as Ian? I know I have. Now with the help of Stage Right Ministry, you can. Stage Right Ministry is a theater group at my church. They do many great shows. This summer they are doing Shrek the Musical. I, of course, will be auditioning for young Shrek because that's the only role I qualify for. To learn more, go to www.stageright.com. Again, that's www.stageright.com and use code NOTREAL to win absolutely nothing. Now for episode 3, staying healthy while in quarantine. It starts out how you'd expect. Text, logos, etc. The episode almost immediately starts with section 1, how to maintain your mental health. Here we get another look at the painting above his bed. Now we know the title ends with space. Now for section 2, how to balance your diet. Here it shows Ian getting Domino's pizza. Personally, I prefer Cece's pizza, but it's fine, you get a pass. Here in Ian's kitchen is a cow. Next he looks at Walmart.com, and in his pantry are cereals such as Fruit Loops, Captain Crunch, Frosted Flakes, and Crispy Rice. The Crispy Rice may be a reference to our senior patrol leader, Crispy. Section 3, how to stay active, shows him playing with his dog. While doing exercise, you can see on his clock it says 6:07, which is around an hour before the meeting. This makes sense seeing as in the meetings he sometimes says he's still editing. After some push-ups, the clock says 6:23. He's really recording fast. Then it shows the clock saying 6:07? I'll get into a theory later. Episode 4, How to Stay Active, has the long-awaited return of the calendar, so let's not wait any time and get straight into it. Section 1, How to Stay Active in the Troop, talks about online meetings, which is a rather obscure reference to our online meetings. Then finally, the moment you've been waiting for, the calendar! If you pause before he changes the page, you can see that he hasn't crossed off anything. This is probably why some of the things like Annoy Chris and Mulchman are still there. The 12th he has Not Our Boat, which is probably a reference to the Paddle of Brazos, which is an annual boat race. He probably saw another boat and pointed out that it wasn't ours. The 9th he has Deadweight, which is probably an inside joke along with Why Did I Put What in a Bag on the 5th. On the 14th he has a virtual campout, and finally on the 27th he has Honey I'm Home. Now I may be stretching it, but this may be a reference to my series, Honey I'm Home. As I said earlier, I referenced Annoy Chris and Honey I'm Home 7, and maybe Ian saw it and decided to reference back. Maybe we can have a reference pass. Now I have to do one. Keep an eye out.
On a weekly basis, Troop 123 holds a competition revolving around some aspect of scouting.
Here he is talking about contests we do every week. So far I have won 0. Anywho, Section 2, How to Progress in Scouting. Ian looks at his scout book and then calls Chris to get it signed off. Or annoy him. Section 3, How to Work Towards Eagle. In this section you can see his Eagle workbook, but I won't spoil it because I'm a good friend. But, Ian, if you give me permission, I will look at it in the next episode. Moving to the last episode so far, Doing a Good Turn. This episode, Ian is inside because it was too windy, he said. Section 1, Helping Your Friends and Family. Here we can see him FaceTiming Crispy Rice, and the clock says 5:42. On the shelf, you can see those 2 Lego sets and a Cookie Monster looking clay thing. I also have one because we went to the same elementary school and middle school, so we both did the same things in art. You can also see a book that looks to be called Dune, and there's a hacky sack which may be a reference. According to the head writer of the Surviving a Pandemic team, episode 5 is particularly filled with references, some of which are front and center, others hidden in the background. I won't give too much away, but some are references that even Chris, Wyatt, and them are too young to know, or they just joined the troop at that time. Section 2, Helping Your Community, shows Ian writing a letter to a hospital. He also talks about donating to Goodwill. When he walks out of his closet, you can see his Class A and a height tracker. He is also holding what looks to be a paddle of the Brazos shirts. Then, in the pile of clothes, you can see a sea-based shirt that is blue. Ian sets a paper on it that says, "Should have been seagrass." Next to the shirt is the calendar! He has 4 Annoy Chris's in a row, bingo, and on the 15th through 16th he has Hurricane Survival, which is strange to have on his calendar. Hurricane Survival and its sequel, Too Fast, Too Hurricane, were both regular campouts that it rained really hard on. Was Ian controlling the rain? Also on the calendar is Sub 2 Cab Rash, which is a reference to he and Brendan's, another Scout's, channel that they both owned. You may have seen it on my channels page. The fact that it's spelled wrong is a reference to the fact that everyone spells it wrong, just like everyone says my channel name wrong. It's not the Evan Miller Show starring Evan, it's the Evan Show starring Evan Miller. On the 7th, there's Make Steamed Waffles, which is a reference to my favorite Crab Nash video, where he makes waffles but all the supplies disappears. On the 12th, he has Order Pizza from Chris, but on the 13th it says, "Don't eat Chris's pizza." This is a reference to the time that Chris burnt pizza so bad that they renamed their patrol to the Poison Patrol, because I guess they got food poisoning? Now on to some theories. Theory 1, Ian is a time traveler. The video is supposed to look old, but he has a phone and a computer. Perhaps he traveled back in time. This does explain while he was doing exercises, it was 6:07, then push-ups at 6:23, and then cool-downs at 6:07 again. But then again, everyone has technology, so it doesn't really make sense. Theory 2, Ian is a god. In the story of Prometheus, the titular character steals fire from the gods. Perhaps it could be the same thing. Ian is Prometheus and the fire's technology. Instead of the eagle punishment, the punishment could be the disease that he talks about. Last and not least, Theory 3, it's in a post-apocalyptic world. Perhaps COVID-19 destroyed the world, and Mulchman on the calendar is a real Mulchman that was mutated by the virus. The only problem with it is that why would the quality be so bad? The old aesthetic could just be a design choice by Ian. That's it for today's video. Comment down below what you think the deal is with Ian. And big thanks to him for letting me make this video. Let me know if I missed any Easter eggs. Thanks for watching. Bye.